In India, 60% of registered physicians are involved in traditional and alternative systems of medicine. 90% of Indians use some form of Ayurvedic medicine, according to the University of Mindstone Center for Spirituality and Healing. Definitely, we see that Ayurveda plays an important role, and we are taking help of Ayurveda and its Ayurvedic products in our different live streams, be it mental health care, sexual wellness, or any such thing. Today, we are also talking to such an entrepreneur who also has got a startup which is very much, inspired by Ayurveda. Hello, Kumar, and you're watching Medicircle. On Medicircle, we always try to host such entrepreneurs from the healthcare fraternity who are trying to disrupt the market, disrupt this segment with their innovative products and solutions. Today, also, we have Mansi Biyani with us. She's the co founder of MBDH Wellness, and it's an Ujjain based startup. They deliver premium health range of products for sexual wellness, eye care, digestive issues, immunity, and liver health. MBDH Wellness has got a mission. The mission is to help everyone with formulations that amalgate modern lifestyle with with definitely the help of the old science of Ayurveda. So let's know more about it. Hi Mansi, welcome to Medicircle.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Nice to hear from you.
The pleasure is all mine, Mansi, because it's definitely very, very proud to have another woman entrepreneur. We definitely need more and more women entering this segment and also creating awareness on whatever products and things which they are offering. That is why we started Medicircle, so that their connect with the consumer, the connect with the customer is made much more easier, and more and more people know about these startups products. So, as the co-founder of MBDH Wellness, tell us more about your Ayurveda-focused startup, when you started, and the reason behind it.
Okay, so my journey was quite a different. My like my I belong to a farmer background. Basically, it's my grandfather who basically led the foundation of MBDH Wellness. It was like almost 65 years ago that he started his own journey. And then my father and my uncles continued in this sector, but I chose a very different path. I chose architecture as my first, my career option, and I pursued it. I went to UK for my master's, and from there I was like working fine in this segment, but still there was something like lacking. Like I was thinking I want to give back to the society, plus I wanted to have that entrepreneur thing in my life. So I kept on searching for, what is the thing I want to do. And while traveling and exploring, I realized like, outside India, there is a lot of plant-based coming and was going on in that era. Like I'm talking about maybe 2015, 16. And that time I realized like my country's ashwagandha is actually being, marketed in the US and all these developed countries. So that's how the journey began. I started speaking to my dad, and obviously, like any other father, he was like, "Why you want to, jump in this category if you are not here and you have not done anything?" But one day I decided, I booked my tickets and I jumped back to India, and I was like, I want to do this thing. That's it. And I'm glad that as a dad, he was very supportive. He was, and he's still, and he just told me like, okay, if this is something you want to do, so go ahead with that. And that's how like MBDH Wellness began. I started reading about Ayurveda. I consulted a lot of doctors, practitioners. I went to every nook and corner, whoever that person was who could, give me the knowledge of Ayurveda, how to run a business and everything. So the initial 6 months and 8 months were like that. And that's how like the MBDH journey actually began. So I still believe that it was my grandfather's, some desire that, one day my granddaughter would be doing something like. So that's how the journey began, and it's still going on.
That's good to know. As you are a, Ayurveda-based healthcare wellness startups. So but there are other such startups also in this segment. We know that Aziva is there, Kapiva Ayurveda, and many such startups are there. So what are the prime differentiators of
Okay.
MBDH with them?
Okay, so the first difference which I wanted, as in, I mean, MBDH Wellness, was like to focus more on clinical trials, because Ayurveda is still considered a secondary option for people now, still in India and outside as well. But what I realized, like when it goes to the developed countries, all they have is like science, like why ashwagandha would help you in your stress, why Brahmi would help in your brain related, something like if you're going through something which is related to your brain. So they have science behind it, but India is still lacking behind. We are still believing on superstitions, beliefs, and something like that. So I want to break that point in India, that no, Ayurveda is science. And you can have it with science and technology, and every individual, like a common man, should know that whenever they're buying a product, that this is Ayurveda and it works on basis of the science, and that's why they need to take this in the form of a medicine or a supplement or anything which in the market is available. Also, like there is another thing which we are working on is counterfeit Ayurvedic products. So like in the market you will find a lot of counterfeit products where they people don't know whether it will work or not. So as an MBDH, our goal is to give products which are 100% accurate. And so what we do is, like every batch of our product, it goes to a third party lab which is government certified. So then and we are actually working on that. So by, in coming months, if you come to our website, you will know that each batch of product has its own report which you can read and you can analyze. And even if you're not buying our brand, you're buying some other brand, so at least people should be aware of that something like this exists in the market, and they should ask that brand if they find that something is not there. So these are the two things which we are currently more focused on, and obviously we want to work more on the tech part. So by the end of this year we would be looking more towards the tech part, once we finish the research and R&D and everything like what I talked about. And obviously, like customer satisfaction and feedback is obviously every brand's most important thing. So we would be looking forward more and more to give our customers the best we could.
So definitely, as we see that this Indian Ayurvedic market is growing, the Ayurvedic products market in India has reached a valuation of INR 550.5 billion in 2021. Looking forward, the IMARC group experts expects this market to reach 1,536.9 billion INR by 2027, exhibiting a CAGR of 19.78% during 2022 and 2027. So we have so many healthcare Ayurvedic brands, and definitely they are, made up of those special herbs and plants which were already there. But yes, now the research and everything is there. There are so many other organizations also who are now talking about it. But definitely, it's always treated as an alternative therapy where we can definitely opt for an Ayurvedic product in the first row itself, considering this lesser effect of side effects and also so many other factors, because like they are very much helpful, especially in the chronic disease cases. So tell us how many lives you have touched so far in your journey.
Okay, so like we just started operating last like November. So by now we have a customer base of more than 40 to 50,000 people who are in touch, like offline and online, both ways, because we are trying to expand both ways. As in, like I told you, I have my father's business, so I'm actually using that to get more and more offline sales, and I'm more focused on the D2C market. So that's how our plan is for the coming years as well. Like we want to expand like both ways. So
And which
this is how we're going.
market is the larger chunk, like the online or the offline?
So it depends actually what I have realized so far. So every market has its own plus, cons, and the pros. But it's like what I feel is like first you need to crack the online market. Once you have made a brand of yourself in the online markets, it's very easy to progress in the offline, because offline market demands a lot of more hard work and a lot of more, what I can say is like investment. So it's better, what I have realized in this past 6 months, it's better to actually scale up online, and then slowly you can go offline with your own strategies, and if you have a backing behind, then it's a very plus point. And also, like, we are focusing on exports, so we have been in a conversation in countries like Nepal and Ghana and Kenya, and also we have some people who are working with us and giving us insights in the UK, since I have been to and lived in UK for so many years. So we are trying to go into this market. So maybe next year you will see us launching at least some country, because we are in conversation with every country. So maybe we could launch like all the places, or maybe we could decide to go for only two countries, two continents right now.
Okay, great. And tell us more about your product, Eye Care Malt.
Yeah, so the Eye Care Malt was like a very unique concept which got into my head. I think I was reading about some research articles in for WHO and some clinical trials on a compound which is called lutein, which is basically extracted from marigold flower. And I was kept on reading about it, and then there was an article which mentioned that after COVID, since all our work is going digital, especially for like from starting from kids to like old age people, everyone is like focusing 8 to 10 hours on the gadgets and like that. So the next epidemic could be related to eye, and eye strain, fatigue, sleeplessness, headache, stress, all are going to take over this next generation of ours. So that's how I came up with an idea, like, okay, if you can see in the market, you will see capsules, you can see tablets, but what about those children or those age group who don't want to take these capsules, or at least people like who are in their 40s or 50s, they are not sick and they don't want to consume any capsule, because capsule ultimately gives us a feeling that okay, something must be wrong inside me, that I'm taking such and such capsule. So we got into this idea, like, why not use an ancient Ayurvedic recipe, which is like a malt, and try to give that to everyone, so they can address it very in a fun way, and they don't have to feel like they are going through something, but they can actually protect their eyes from the harmful like rays, blue light damage and everything. So that's how like Eye Care Malt came into existence, and to be honest, this has become our bestseller product. So we are happy, like our first R&D concept got such a massive thing. So then we came out with different products as well. So like every R&D product which we have gone through is like we have done 3 so far, and 3 of them have given us like the best thing. So we are like very much energized as a team also, like come up with more ideas and more ideas and like that.
We definitely need more and more research, as in even November 2020, when the World Health Organization selected India to set up a traditional medicine center to strengthen research, training, and awareness of Ayurveda. So after this announcement, Pradhan Mantri Shri Narendra Modi ji, accordingly, the Prime Minister inaugurated 2 Ayurveda institutions. One was the Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, that was in Jamnagar, Gujarat, and the other was National Institute of Ayurveda, NIA, in Jaipur, Rajasthan. He also emphasized on the need to come up with new international standard curriculum in Ayurveda. So definitely we are seeing a lot of work that is going on.
Yeah.
There is a lot of government backing from the, so that it's strengthening the Ayurvedic systems, and also strengthening and helping out startups like MBDH, who are trying to help people with the traditional ways of treatment and medicines. Tell us something about your revenues, Mansi, like what were your revenues in FY 2022 and what you're planning to close at this end of the year, FY 2023?
Okay, so like as I told you, like we just started in November 2021 our operation, so we didn't had any much revenue to be isn't like disclosed on. We are but what our aim for the next 2 years is to go like profitable. This is our first like agenda for our business, because as a company we are bootstrapped, and we are currently not looking for equity based funding as of like now for the coming year. After that, maybe we will be able to go into that platform, but this is our thing. And we also are not looking for higher valuations. As a company, it is our goal to help as many people as we could through Ayurveda, and at the same time become profitable, rather than just going for a bigger valuations. I don't know, this might change as like more people come on board into our board of directors, but as of today, this is our goal for now. And also, like, we are also looking to work for a non-profit. So we have just founded MBDH Wellness Foundation. So that foundation would be also working on healthcare and women empowerment, and obviously on environment, because that's also a main focus part of us. Because when we were trying to resource all our raw materials, so we found that a lot of our raw materials are going extinct. Even I have read a lot of papers, like, if you talk about, let's say, a herb like shilajit. So you might read like, okay, shilajit might go extinct in some years, like that. And that is also affecting a lot in this business. So we came up to an idea, like, instead of like just going for like numbers, we should actually make money for my board of directors, my employees, and give back to the society, and also have a foundation which will strictly work towards climate change, women empowerment, and healthcare. So this is something, our revenue model which will go in the next 2 years. And also, like, we are working on different strategies to work on. Like, we for the Eye Care Malt, we have come up with an unique idea to go for an comic book, which will be addressing the issues of eye strain, eye fatigue in the group age of 9 to 15 years. So that kind of comic book will help and address the issues in the masses, like basically the children, and this will give them insight. So these kind of things will are working on. So that's how our revenue would go in the next 2 years. But our main agenda would be to go profitable.
And as you're based out of Ujjain, what are your future and goals and expansion plans, Mansi?
So right now, it's like, we do have like offices in Ujjain, but we also have an office in Indore and Bangalore as well. So because Ujjain is like a small city, so you don't get that kind of exposure which a startup would be required. So I keep on hustling, like, from Bangalore to Indore, and just like my basic operations run from Ujjain. So that's how the things are unfolding. But sooner or more later, like, our goal is to at least move to Indore for our basic operational stage, and you might see us like having a proper office in Bangalore soon. And that's how we want our future plans to go. And also, like, we have been in touch with some of our government officials in Ministry of Ayush as well, to help us promote some of our R&D products which are like launched first time in India. So that's how we want to go ahead, like, in the future, to help us get more and more visibility, so that people would know, like, such and such kind of product exist, and we are delivering them in the best possible way.
Okay, as in the coming November, you will be completing a year, Mansi. So tell us any such piece of learning that you gained during your entrepreneurial journey.
Okay, I think there's so many of them. Like, listing them down is quite difficult. But I think the most important thing which I got from this is, like, persistence. I have seen so many points in my life where I thought, like, why am I doing it, and what is the point of struggling and everything. But at the end of the day, like after a day or so, I realized that this is the thing which makes successful people from the unsuccessful. Like, you have to take your life in when the negative, or when something bad happens, that time how you react is the most important thing for an entrepreneur. So staying positive in your lows is one of the best lesson I could have learned from my entire journey of, let's say, 1 year. And also, one more thing which I learned is, like, after not giving up, it is also important to give up on certain things which you think are not giving you something back. You don't have to just keep on clinging on people or ideas which you might think not work for you in longer run. Because I also have been working for like one or two products or one or two people whom I thought would be there for me and will work together and like that. But as the journey unfolds, you don't know, like those people might not work for you, or you might not get along. So at the same time, you have to differentiate two different categories. First is not to give up, and the second is when to give up. And that's the most important thing for an entrepreneur. If you get that instinct for you, I think everything is possible. You can achieve anything.
Surely, with or without the team, it's very difficult. You definitely need to have a strong team base to help
Yeah.
you achieve your dreams. And in this journey, you will be finding people, some who will be definitely aligned with you and your goals, and some not. So, definitely, you need to take a call there how to grow. As we are seeing India as an emerging hub for global and global wellness and Ayurveda, with a backing from the government focusing on building a healthier and a fit India, Ayurveda is definitely playing a very important role as an alternative medicine system, which already has its historical roots in India. Now we are saying that this Indian wellness and the Ayurveda industries are going hand in hand. Ayurveda is globally acclaimed for its preventative healthcare properties and also treatment of many chronic lifestyle disorders with very less or negligible side effects. So definitely we are seeing something which was already there now growing and getting good acclaims thanks to startups who are actually working on such and more such products, making people aware about its good benefits and how they can use it, making it available to their doorsteps. I think through our today's guest, as Mansi told, MBDH is also trying to help people become more healthier and uh, get rid of such and such mental and sexual wellness diseases, which can actually sometimes they don't actually need to go to a doctor. Also, in such a case, when they are actually taking medicines for chronic diseases, continuously taking those medicines also affect that there is that the people sometimes they don't continue with the medicines, but with because sometimes affordability also becomes a big issue when we are actually talking about the rural population. Here Ayurvedic products are coming at a really less expensive prices, and they can continue it with lesser of the side effects. So thank you so much, Mansi, for
Thank
joining us
you.
today for this healthcare startup series. We wish you and MBDH Wellness all the best for all its future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.